Hello everyone, my name is ZCRGator and welcome back to Tier List Tuesday. Today's tier list is all about regional forms of Pokemon. These are Pokemon from previous regions, previous generations that have been brought into a new region, a new generation, have been reimagined, have been given a new coat of paint, have been revitalized, rejuvenated, and they have had, basically the gimmick behind it is that they've been given a new regional form. It's, in a sense, they've adapted to their new environment, their new region, in order to live in its said ecosystem, which I thought was a really cool gimmick. Anytime Pokemon kinda reimagines or revitalizes a new, or an old Pokemon into a new region or a new setting or a new gimmick, I always thought that was really cool. And I thought the regional forms was I thought that was a really smart gimmick, a really smart thing for Pokemon to do as a franchise. So with that being said, I thought it'd be really fun to rank them all in a video, and we will be starting off with the Alola region, the region that started it all. And then in the next video we'll do Galar, the video after that, the Hisui region, and then the Paldea region to finish it off. But with that being said, let's break down the tiers real quick. We're starting up at the tippity top, the S tier, the GOAT tier. These are the absolute undisputed best of the best, the cream of the crop. These are my absolute favorite regional forms. The A tier, the amazing tier, these are not quite GOAT material, but they're absolutely awesome. The B tier, the above average tier, they're really solid. They're above average. The C tier, the mid tier, you're absolutely mid, mediocre, average at best. And then our D/F tier, the trash tier, the garbage tier, the I don't want anything to do with you tier. So with that being said, before we get started, if you end up enjoying today's video, please feel free to leave a like, comment down below who is your favorite Alolan regional form and why, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps your boy out. We're on the road to 100 subscribers, and if we have already hit it by the time this video goes up, then we're on the road to 200 subscribers. So tag along if you like tier lists and Pokemon. So with that being said, let's get started, and we're starting it off with Alolan Rattata. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Alolan Rattata. I think it's above average. I'm kind of doing it more based off of the design. It's fun to use in the early game. From the little bit I've actually gotten to use of him, it's been a long time since I've played Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But I remember enjoying using the little guy. I like the design. I like the design, and the design kind of carries Alolan Rattata for me. I like Alolan Rattata more than I like normal Rattata. So I think the dark typing, adding the dark type to the normal type was kind of cool. So I'm just a fan of the little dude. Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of Alolan Raticate. Alolan Raticate to me, kind of the definition of mid. I'm pretty sure it was a totem Pokemon. I want to say an Ultra Moon. It might have just been Moon, but it was kind of. I mean, it's kind of a cool totem battle, but there's just something about him that just didn't do it for me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the cheeks. The cheeks do remind me a lot of Greedent, and Greedent I absolutely despise. Even though Greedent came out later, it came out in Sword and Shield, which is after Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. It's just anything that reminds me of Greedent, I tend to not really like, because that's like one of my, if not my least favorite Pokemon ever. Alolan Raticate just didn't do it. I still think the dark typing is kind of sick to have on it. It's just, once you get to a certain part of the game, especially Sun and Moon, Sun and Moon was actually kind of difficult. Now, if you use the experience share, it's probably a lot easier, but I'd kind of go through those games without it, and those games they could be tough, man. They could be really tough from what I remember. And Alolan Raticate at some point just kind of doesn't cut it, and normally, if a Pokemon doesn't quite cut it later in the game, sometimes I'll keep them around because I just really like said Pokemon. Alolan Raticate, that was not the case. So I kind of just left them in the box and was like, all right, sorry, Biggie Cheese, but we're just going in separate directions, if you know what I mean. So he's just kind of mid. That's all I could say about him. He's just average. He's not quite trash, but he's just average. The Guts ability on him though is pretty cool if you get that ability. So with that being said, let's move on to Alolan Meowth. And to be honest, I'm a big fan of Alolan Meowth. I really like the design of Alolan Meowth. Obviously, Meowth from the anime will always be my favorite Meowth. It is the absolute top tier GOAT Meowth. But if we're talking about the games, I can't use anime Meowth in the game. I mean, technically you can, but I can't talk. I like the Alolan Meowth design more than the normal Meowth and more than the Galar Meowth. I think the super chill, laid back design of it, the vibe it exuberates, the chill vibe it exuberates. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Funny enough, another dark type, but it just I don't know. I just like it. I think it's pretty cool. And I remember reading the Pokedex entry, and I think it beefs with Murkrow. I don't know why it's beefing with Murkrow, but it's kind of funny that it just beefs with Murkrow. It's just like, hey, dude, get out of here. I gotta get this shiny object that you can't have. There's something about the charm of Alolan Meowth. Just I don't know what it is. It just does it for me. So I'm a fan of Alolan Meowth. Unfortunately, similar to Alolan Rattata, its evolution, Alolan Persian, I am not the biggest fan of. In fact, I was quite disappointed when I got to see this thing because I thought it was going to be like super chill, super cool. And instead, we just got this thing that kind of looks like Nermal from Garfield, and I'm not a Nermal fan. Sorry to all of you Nermal lovers out there. If you're a Nermal appreciator, that's cool. You're allowed to like Nermal. I do not. I kind of despise Nermal from Garfield, and this thing reminds me of Nermal. This thing is just, I don't know. Maybe if I actually used it, I'd like it more. Maybe if I used it in like competitive Pokemon. There's just something about this thing that just doesn't really do it for me. It just doesn't do it for me. It's popular with all the rich folk because it's got that jewel on its head or whatever. It's just I'm not the biggest fan of Alolan Persian. It's just I don't know. I guess the whole idea about Alolan Persian that if you got one, you're bougie, you're cool like that, you got money like that. It's all right. It's another dark type, but I guess if I said it's alright, it's mid. It's not mid for me. It's kind of trash. I want nothing to do with it type of deal. So I'm putting it in the trash tier. Sorry, not sorry. Up next, we got Alolan Diglett, the ground steel type. And he's alright. He's kind of average. Pretty mid to me. Like, he doesn't really do anything wrong. Like, he's just a normal Diglett. The only difference is that he gained the steel type. He's got a little hair. So he's just a normal Diglett, you know? Ain't nothing wrong with that, but Diglett's alright. Like, I'm not like the biggest Diglett appreciator, but it's just smack dang in the middle. So, you know what? Smack bam in the middle. Good lord, I can't talk today. But yeah, Alolan Diglett, it's just a little dude. He's just a little dude. With that being said, Alolan Dugtrio, on the other hand, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the hairdo. I love the vibe. I love the little surfer dudes that we got going on. I think it's funny. I think he's pretty funny. Still retains the steel typing. I think it has the ability tangling hair, if I remember correctly, tangled hair, where basically if a Pokemon hits it, I think its speed stat gets lowered, which I thought was kind of cool. I thought that's kind of a cool gimmick. Obviously, super fast. It's a Diglett. Hits pretty hard, but doesn't really excel in anything else. I think every Alolan form has the exact same stat total as its normal form, which I'm kind of a little sad about because I thought it could have been like a lot cooler if they got their own stats. You know, if they like switched it up a little bit. But it is what it is. Alolan Dugtrio, he's just a cool dude. I guess I should say cool dudes. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Alolan Dugtrio. With that being said, let's move on to Alolan Grimer. I'm a big fan of the dude. I like his design. I'm about Alolan Grimer. I used an Alolan Grimer in one of my playthroughs of either Moon or Ultra Sun. I enjoyed using him. I thought it was a fun time. Another dark type, funny enough. We've had a lot. I think this is the last dark type. Well, Alolan Muk will be the last dark type. But he's a cool little dude. I'm a fan of his vibe. I like the little green sludge look. I think it's really cool. I think he's got a really solid. At least I remember enjoying the moveset. At least bite. Like, you could bite the crap out of people, and that takes a lot of people out, because Grimer has a decent attack stat, and plus you have to stab dark type now, which makes it even stronger. So I was a fan of Mr. Grimer. I'm also a very big fan of Alolan Muck. I think this is a GOAT tier regional form. This thing is awesome, dude. Again, poison dark type, but this thing took care of any fairy that ever got in your way. It has poison touch, what I thought would great ability, because all you got to do is touch that thing. If somebody hits you with like a physical move, you just straight up, not every time, but you're poisoning them most of the time. At least it felt that way. Plus his attack stat is through the roof. Special defense is really solid. I'm a big fan of Alolan Muck. I love his design so much. I think he has such a cool design. His shiny's really cool because it's just normal Muck, kinda, which I thought was actually kind of clever. But it's just, he's really cool. He's really cool. I love the fact that knockoff, I think in this generation, it was either Gen 6 or Gen 7, got a really big buff in like attack power. So I'd actually run knockoff a ton and just smack the crap out of people. I loved it so much. He's fun. He's really fun to use. I enjoy me some Alolan Muck. Up next, we have Alolan Marowak. And I think Alolan Marowak is super cool. I love the design. It's not quite GOAT for me, but it's at the very tip top of the amazing. I might move it up, we'll see. But I'm a fan. I am a fan. I love the fire typing. I love the fire boomerang, the fire bone thing he's got going on. I love the fact that he's kind of like a hula dancer, which is kind of sick. I liked his little trial that it was a Kiawe's trial where you have to see them all dance around. You got to spot the differences. I thought that was kind of funny. I just love seeing them dance around too. He's got the move. I think he had a move called Shadow Bone, which I thought was really sick. And he's pretty strong. That Flare Blitz is really nice on him. I like him. I think he's just really cool. That's probably what you're gonna hear me say a lot. It's just a really cool design, but that's what a lot of Pokemon for me is design work. I love how a certain Pokemon looks. Now sometimes there are Pokemon who look absolutely awesome, and then you use them and you're like, man, I really wish this Pokemon was better because I'd like you so much more if I could actually use you in a battle. But Alolan Marowak looks really cool, and you can use it in battle. So I'm a fan of Alolan Marowak. Up next, we are moving on to Alolan Geodude Rock and Electric. Oh, by the way, Alolan Marowak, Ghost and Fire, which I think it's Ghost and Fire, I'm pretty sure. Let me fact check myself on that one super quickly. Yeah, Ghost and Fire, which is such a cool typing. I love that typing so much. So, but with that being said, we're moving on to Alolan Geodude, my rockin' electric little man. Alolan Geodude, I think the only electric type move he can learn is Thunder Punch. I want to say, no, he can learn Spark. He can learn Spark, Thunder Punch, and Discharge. All right, that makes me feel better because I was looking at it earlier, and I guess I only clicked Geodude. I didn't click Alolan Geodude, so that makes a lot more sense. That makes me feel a lot better. I never really got to use Alolan Geodude because I always use different Alolan forms, and I've only ever played through Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon twice, and that's probably why I didn't use him, because I ended up using a Pokemon that we'll get to in a little bit later as the electric type instead. But I always liked the design. I always thought it was cool. I liked the fact that he got the electric typing. It didn't really make sense to me, but I thought it was funny. And it's just, I like the color. I like the color of Geodude. Do I like him more than normal Geodude? Probably not. Normal Geodude will always have a special place in my heart. He's just a rock with arms, and I think that's really funny. But I like Alolan Geodude. He's got them angry eyebrows. He's got a little bit of hair going on. He's got that hair action. Alolan Geodude, he kind of does it for me. He's above average. He's just a dude. He's just a Geodude. Up next, we got my man himself, Peter Daniel, the Graveler. If you've ever listened to the Gen 4 Pokemon Diamond Pearl Platinum cry, I swear it sounds like he's saying Peter Daniel. But also rock and electric. I'm a big fan. He's just a rolling man. I'm pretty sure I'd love using this guy, even though normal Graveler, and I don't know if rock electric is better. And plus his special attack really isn't all that good. But hey, I'm firing off some real good sparks. If I ever get this man to learn Thunder, I'm firing off real good Thunder Punches too. So you know what? I think I'd like using him. I'm pretty sure I'd like using Alolan Graveler. I really like the design of Alolan Graveler. So, and the same goes for Alolan Golem. I like his design a lot too. I love the little battery pack, the little charge, little outlet thing sticking out from up top. This man is going to electrocute you. I love this man's little mustache beard combo with the eyebrows. He just does it for me. I don't know what it is about him. He just kind of does it for me. Even though his special attack is absolute garbage, I really like the I shouldn't say derpy, but it's kind of a wacky design, but it works for me, and that's why I kind of like him. And just the electric type just doesn't feel like it fits whatsoever with a Golem, and yet I like it. I think it's really funny, and I think it works well. So I'm a big fan. Even though I've never quite gotten to use him, I think I would love to use an Alolan Golem. I almost said Geodude, and then I almost said Graveler, and I was like, wait, which one is it? All right, we're moving. We're going up to Alolan Raichu, and I absolutely adore this thing. Alolan Raichu is awesome. I like this thing more than normal Raichu, which is tough because I really like normal Raichu, but Alolan Raichu is awesome. He's just a little surfing dude, electric psychic type, fast, can hit hard on the special side. I really like him. Apparently, I think if I remember correctly, I think it was Ultra Sun, the Pokédex entry for him. It said that he had a nickname or a different name that he'd go by, and it was like Hodad or something, Hodad, Hodad, and I was like, I don't know why we're naming him that, but it's really funny to me. I think it's a funny name. I'm sure it has something to do with Hawaiian culture that I am like super uncultured and don't understand, which is probably the case. That's definitely on me for not understanding that, but I still think it's a really funny name. The fact that this dude is a psychic type, I really love. I'm firing off super strong psychics. I'm firing off nasty plots. I am setting up, about to hit you with a nice thunderbolt. I'm a big fan. I am a big fan. I think Alolan Raichu has just such a clean design. It's super fun to use. I really enjoyed using Alolan Raichu when I got to use it in a playthrough, and a couple of playthroughs. So, I'm a big fan. I am a big fan. And another Pokemon I am a very big fan of is both Alolan Vulpix and Alolan Ninetales. These are the actual top of the top. I'll put Vulpix right there. I love both of them so much. That Ice Fairy typing is pretty clean. I like the design for both of them a ton. I like the typing a lot. And it is super fun to use, especially when you get Alolan Ninetales. I greatly enjoyed using this thing. I thought, it has it has Snow Cloak and Snow Warning, which is pretty cool. It's pretty solid. But the big thing about Alolan Ninetales is that I think it can learn like Dazzling Gleam, which I thought was really cool. It can learn Freeze Dry, which is pretty sick. And then I think it had the move Aurora Veil, which... Yeah, it had the move Aurora Veil. And Aurora Veil, which I think that made it to where it halves damage from physical and special attacks for 5 turns, which could only be used during hail or snow. But if you equip this thing with Snow Warning, and you start the hail when it comes in, and then you throw out an Aurora Veil, you're eating hits. You're absolutely eating hits, and you are dishing a lot of damage back, because you can fire off a strong Freeze Dry on a water type. You can fire off a strong Ice Beam. You can set up a nasty plot. You can hit people with Dazzling Gleam. It is unbelievably fun to use, and it has such a clean design. It is so nice. I am a big fan of Alolan Ninetales and Alolan Vulpix. They're both tremendous. They're awesome. Up next is its counterpart, Alolan Sandshrew, the Ice and Steel type. And the little man, he's alright. He's kind of mid for me. He's kind of mid. Like, he doesn't really do it for me. I think I like the normal Sandshrew design a little bit better. Alolan Sandshrew, well, I don't know. I really like the color of Alolan Sandshrew. It's just the little dome head, a little igloo head. Something about that's kind of throwing me off a tad bit, which I understand why they did it, because, he's a little ice type dude. He's alright. He does get the hidden ability Slush Rush, which I think is pretty cool, because it boosts his speed stat in a hail. or Snow, and I think that's pretty cool. So you could team him up with Alolan Ninetales, so you could set up the Hail of Snow warning. And then this dude is absolutely, especially got like Alolan Sandslash, which I'm going to put in my above average. He's going to be right at the very tippity top, because I like his design. Super clean. Plus, if you do him in a little VGC double battle, it's kind of a nice combo, because you set up the Aurora Veil. So not only are you taking like half the damage that you normally would from physical or special attacks, but this man is absolutely blazing through the snow. He is out here running like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He could be a little deadly, plus Steel typing. I am a massive fan of the Steel typing. It's always good when you have a Steel type Pokemon. So you know what? He's pretty solid. He is pretty solid. He can fire off a strong Icicle Crush or a strong Icicle Spear. Big fan. I think not quite amazing tier, but he's really solid, if you know what I mean. He's above average, so I'm a fan. And then last but not least, we have Alolan Exeggutor, and I love this derpy man. I don't know what it is. He's going to my amazing. He's not quite GOAT tier for me, because I like the other four a lot better, I should say. Like, those top four, maybe Muck. Muck can be a little bit closer to Alolan Exeggutor, but those top three, I am massive, massive fans of. They're absolute GOATs. But, which I guess that would mean I should probably put Muck in the amazing tier, but I kind of don't want to, because he's still kind of a GOAT in my mind. So, but Alolan Exeggutor, Grass Dragon type, which is hilarious. Just this ginormous palm tree that's got 3 derpy faces. And I think only him and I think Raging Bolt, the new form, the Paradox past form of Raikou, can learn Dragon Hammer, which I think just because they have long necks, they just boom, kind of like a giraffe, just wha-bam. It's a really funny move to me. I think this is a really funny Pokemon. I don't know why it has the Dragon type. Nothing about it screams Dragon to me, but it's funny. He's just a funny man. He is a funny man. He is a derpy dude. I enjoy using him. And you know what? He's going to my amazing tier because I like him. I like him a lot. He's just a funny guy. With that being said, I guess that wraps up our Alolan regional form tier list. If you ended up enjoying today's video, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps your boy out. And comment down below, what do you think of this list? And who is your favorite / least favorite Alolan regional form and why? I would love to know. So with that being said, I hope you all have an absolutely phenomenal day, phenomenal rest of your week, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye.